Welcome back to Cord Cutting today for July 19th, 2023. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including Dish is suing 11 more IPTV services and now is going after the companies they work with to kind of shut them down. Local affiliates, the owners of ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS, etc., want streaming services to have to negotiate directly with them. This could be really bad for cord cutting because it could mean a lot more blackouts. And DirecTV wins a massive lawsuit against Nexstar and will get millions in damages from them. We're going to be telling you all about this news and more here in a minute. First though, if you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read about them for yourself and come up with your own opinion. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here so YouTube recommends our videos to more people, helping us grow, helping us support our families, and hopefully helping you break free from the high cost of cable TV. So with that said, let's dive into it, starting off with Dish is suing 11 more IPTV companies out there, and now is going after the CDN, the distributed hosting management. It's kind of complicated. Basically, it's just a service that helps them manage their hosting here that worked with these 11 companies. Now, this company called DataCamp is a CDN. They help these companies manage the traffic for their websites and more. Dish said they sent them over 400 DMCA notices to take down content, even sent them copies of lawsuits and judgments against some of these companies that they say were infringing, using their service to infringe on Dish's intellectual property. Dish argues that DataCamp did nothing even when they became aware of the copyright infringement happening. DataCamp's arguing that, hey, it's not our responsibility once we sell a service to somebody what they do with that service. It's not our responsibility and how to manage it. Now, DataCamp has tried to get this case thrown out a couple times and has been denied each time. Now Dish is going to take them to court for $32.5 million in damages, arguing that because DataCamp was notified of the infringement happening on their service and failed to take action, that they should be liable for damages for it. This could be a groundbreaking case in the fight against IPTV, because now if Dish wins this, they could go to hosting companies, to CDN networks like DataCamp and more and say, hey, this illegal IPTV service is using your service, you need to cut them off, here's a DMCA notice to do so. We'll see how this all plays out, but keep a close eye on this. This could be a major moment in the world of the fight against IPTV. Now, a lot of people say, well, IPTV, that's just internet protocol television. Well, IPTV is also a marketing term for a lot of illegal streaming services. It's actually more common amongst illegal streaming services than legal ones, so that's why they use that name. But we'll see how this all plays out. Dish has become very scorched earth here. They're going after anyone and everybody they can that's pirating their content to get damages and to shut them down. We'll see how this plays out. If they're now able to go after hosting companies and companies that work with illegal IPTV services, look for this to become a major moment in the fight for piracy. All right, let's keep moving along. There is a new coalition, which has kind of an interesting name for what it's doing, of hundreds, I believe it's 600 local television stations have formed the Coalition for Local News. Now, this Coalition for Local News is asking the FCC to force services like YouTube TV, Hulu, Fubo, etc. to negotiate directly with them. Currently, for example, if Fubo, which really recently happened, wanted to carry CBS, they'll go negotiate directly with Paramount. Paramount will strike a deal for all their CBS affiliates. Now, this carve-out was created a long time ago when cord cutting was new. Unlike cable companies who have to negotiate with each individual owner of local televisions to get them on their cable network, national streaming services got a deal where they could negotiate in mass and have one contract to represent all of the affiliates. Now, this Coalition for Local News says, we don't really like that. We want this to be changed. We want the ability to go and negotiate on our behalf with our companies directly with these. And we want the FCC to force Hulu, YouTube TV, and more to come strike new deals. Now, this is not a new argument. Nexstar's CEO, back in their first quarter earnings, said, quote, we firmly believe we should control our own destiny with regards to virtual MVPDs, which is their name for, it's an industry term for live TV services like Hulu Live TV, etc. And continue the quote, instead of allowing the networks to negotiate on our behalf. So now they're putting pressure directly on it. I find it a little interesting. They call this the Coalition for Local News. Well, local news is freely available on so many different services or with an antenna. Nexstar is one of the few that doesn't air it live. They air it slightly tape delayed online through streaming services. But local news is available. Now, I do fully understand that, hey, I own a TV station. I want to negotiate my rights how I want my contract. The downside here is they basically want more money, which could put a lot of pressure on services like YouTube TV to raise their price in order to keep locals, or we may start seeing more local blackouts like we're seeing with DirecTV and Nexstar right now. We'll see how this all plays out, but keep an eye on this. This is actually something that's been brewing for a while that could put a real burden on cord-cutting services to negotiate for local television stations. We'll keep an eye on what happens and have full coverage as we learn more. Speaking of Nexstar, DirecTV has won a lawsuit against them. DirecTV has successfully argued in front of the Supreme Court of New York that Nexstar did not inform them that their Washington NBC affiliate, when they renewed their contract, was about to lose its NBC affiliate and become an independent station. Because of that, DirecTV argued they overpaid for that station. If they had known it was not going to be in one of the, quote, big four, an NBC affiliate, they wouldn't have paid that much money for it. And now the Supreme Court of New York has agreed that Nexstar failed to notify DirecTV of the change, which caused them millions in damages, and Nexstar will have to pay DirecTV millions of dollars back and interest on it as part of this deal. Now, DirecTV has a second lawsuit saying that they're acting in bad faith in negotiations and have basically created proxy companies with Mission and White Knight Broadcasting out there, Mission Broadcasting and White Knight, to own some affiliates that basically Nexstar owns and operates as an independent world there. Nexstar says what they're doing is completely legal and above board, but DirecTV is suing them also on this, saying that they're basically negotiating in bad faith. Now all those stations are offline with it. But big win for DirecTV here to get millions from Nexstar, though this won't be ending the blackout for DirecTV anytime soon. All right, moving along. Next up is Netflix. Netflix has been doing their password crackdown. There's been a lot of talks about how, this is going to actually hurt them more than help them. Well, according to Bloomberg, second measurement report tracking saw new Netflix accounts skyrocket 236% from May 21st to June 18th in the early days of the password crackdown. Seems to be working in the United States, that the number of new subscribers of Netflix is skyrocketing, bringing up more revenue, helping Netflix maintain their profitability. Be interested to see how this works out in the long run. Will this trend continue? Early days, all the people may be willing to, did it. People who are not, maybe cancel later. We'll see, but for now, the doom and gloom about this doesn't seem to be paying off, as Netflix seems to be winning the war of password sharing at the moment. Let me know, did you subscribe to Netflix? Did you cancel Netflix because of a password sharing crackdown? Netflix is locking it down, preventing people from using one account in multiple homes? Let me know what you think. All right, quick update on a story we talked about yesterday. Bally Sports has officially filed a paperwork to drop the MLB Diamondbacks. The court is expected to approve it. I don't have the new channels for the Diamondback games, but if you head over to CoreCarsNews.com right now, I bet the story will be live by the time this is up tomorrow morning from when I'm recording this for tonight's game. Yeah, so if you want to watch the Diamondbacks, you're going to need to watch it on new local. If you're watching it through Major League Baseball's MLB.TV, the out-of-market streaming service, nothing's changing for you. You just notice the graphics won't be Bally Sports anymore. It'll be a Major League Sports one. But good news there is that Diamondbacks, you're going to have some new options on how to watch it. We'll have full coverage over at Core Cars News if you're looking for how to do that. All right, quick story. Pluto TV added 2 new channels today, including PBS Antique Roadshow and Lionsgate, Best of Lionsgate's movies there. They have a new channel, 24/7 of Lionsgate's movies. Again, if you have not tried out Pluto TV or any of the free streaming services, the quality there has dramatically improved. How good is it? Well, according to Nielsen, Pluto TV, Tubi, and the Roku channel all have once again broken into the top streaming services on the market right now, according to the June 2023 survey. With this, we're looking at it that Tubi saw the biggest jump. They are now 1.4% of all streaming, ahead of Max and Peacock and Paramount Plus. Roku channel came in at 1.1% of all streaming, and Pluto TV came in at 0.9% of all streaming. Really great to see free ad-supported streaming services in the top 11 streaming services as tracked by Nielsen, and we're seeing this. Of course, YouTube is not YouTube TV. YouTube is the most popular streaming service with 8.8% of all streaming. Question, does it surprise you that YouTube is only 8.8% of all streaming? Is that higher than you thought or lower than you thought? It's actually a little lower than I thought it was. So check that out. Great news. If you haven't tried free streaming services, give them a try. There's so many great ones. And lastly, T-Mobile has now taken first place in a new speed tests global index March. When looking at average download speeds for their 5G network, T-Mobile once again took first place with it. If you have not taken a second look at these 5G home internet services, Verizon, AT&T now has one, and T-Mobile, take a look. For a lot of people, I think they're going to be a great option to help you cut the cost of home internet and watch the content you want. It's very fast internet, faster than you may think it will be. I've tested out, been very pleased with it. You can find out more about it in the story in the show notes down below. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you all tonight for our Q&A. Take care, everybody. Be safe. I'll talk to you all real soon.